There's something timeless about the image, an eagle swooping down, talons outstretched, clutching a writhing snake. Whether it's a dramatic nature documentary clip or a weathered emblem on a flag, that moment tells a story, and it's one that spans continents, centuries, and species. At its core, it's a real-life battle between two formidable creatures. One rules the sky, the other slithers through brush and rock. One sees with razor precision from hundreds of feet above, the other senses with its skin, tongue, and heat pits. The eagle represents aerial supremacy, sharp, fast, and brutal. The snake, ground-bound but deadly, brings cunning, venom, and surprising resistance to the fight. What happens when these two meet isn't just about who wins. It's about how they fight, why this matchup matters in nature, and why humans across cultures have used it to symbolize power struggles, freedom, and transformation. In some cultures, the eagle defeating the snake stands for victory over chaos or darkness. In others, the snake isn't the villain at all. It's wisdom, rebirth, or even a misunderstood protector. But let's start from the ground, or sky up, happens when eagles and snakes clash in the wild, and then explore what that battle has come to represent in human eyes. No hype, just nature doing what it does best, surviving, adapting, and occasionally inspiring some pretty powerful metaphors. When an eagle takes on a snake in the wild, it's more than just a dramatic image. It's a test of survival, strategy, and skill. The battle between these two creatures isn't as one-sided as some might think, and the outcome can depend on a number of factors: who's hunting, who's defending, and what species is involved. The eagle's tactics. Eagles are natural-born hunters, and their hunting style is shaped by their role as apex predators in the sky. With their powerful wings and razor-sharp talons, eagles have evolved to strike quickly and decisively. Typically, they prey on animals smaller than themselves, like fish, rabbits, and rodents. But some species, especially the larger eagles, will take on more dangerous animals, including snakes. The eagle's primary advantage is its aerial supremacy. Able to spot prey from high in the sky using exceptional vision, up to 8 times sharper than that of humans, an eagle can survey large areas of land in search of food. Once a potential meal is spotted, the eagle will dive at incredible speeds. Some species can reach up to 100 miles per hour, closing the gap between itself and the snake within seconds. When the eagle strikes, it uses its powerful talons to grab and hold onto the snake, usually with the intent to kill it swiftly by crushing the neck or striking at vital areas. The eagle's powerful flight and speed make it a tough opponent for any snake that doesn't have the advantage of shelter or cover. Even venomous snakes, which can strike quickly, don't often land successful hits on the eagle during the high-speed ambush. The snake's defense. On the other side of the equation, snakes are well equipped to defend themselves against aerial threats, but their methods are often more subtle and reliant on their environment. Snakes don't have the speed or wingspan of an eagle, but they can strike with incredible precision, aiming for the eagle's vulnerable underbelly or eyes. However, a strike from a snake isn't always enough to deter a determined predator, especially when the eagle has the element of surprise. When cornered or attacked, some snakes will attempt to flee, slithering quickly into the underbrush or seeking shelter in nearby crevices. This tactic works especially well when the snake can find an escape route before the eagle makes its strike. However, some species, like the venomous rattlesnakes or cobras, might engage in an aggressive defensive posture, rearing up and hissing, or even striking if the eagle gets too close. Even the most venomous of snakes face challenges in the face of an eagle. While venom can kill or incapacitate prey, the speed of the eagle's attack and the height advantage often make it difficult for the snake to land a fatal blow. The snake's only real hope lies in a defensive strike or by finding cover before the eagle's talons make contact. Who typically wins? When these two creatures clash, the eagle usually comes out on top, though not always. The snake's best chance lies in its ability to avoid the eagle's swoop, either by staying hidden or using its defensive behaviors effectively. If the eagle makes a misstep or if the snake is particularly aggressive, there are instances where the snake might get the upper hand, especially in close combat. In some cases, a snake's venom could weaken or even kill the eagle if it manages a bite. However, as an apex predator, the eagle's strength, speed, and hunting expertise generally give it the advantage. It's designed for high-speed chases and precision strikes, traits that make it well-suited for taking on prey like snakes. Even large snakes, such as pythons or rattlesnakes, aren't usually a match for the eagle's swift attack, though these confrontations can be dangerous for both parties. The balance of power in nature is delicate, and this encounter is no different. It's a game of survival and strategy, with each predator bringing its own unique skills to the table. The snake's perspective. While we often think of the eagle as the dominant predator in this scenario, the snake isn't defenseless. In fact, it's a remarkable creature in its own right, and when faced with an eagle, the snake's defense mechanisms come into play in a fascinating way. The snake's main strengths are its ability to stay hidden, its speed on the ground, and in the case of venomous snakes, the deadly bite that could turn the tables on a predator. But these advantages can be easily neutralized by an eagle's aerial dominance. One of the snake's most important survival tactics is simply avoiding confrontation altogether. Many species of snake prefer to remain hidden or escape when faced with danger. Their ability to blend into their environment is a powerful defense against aerial predators like eagles. Snakes often take cover under rocks, in burrows, or amongst dense foliage where they can't be seen from above. This means that, in many cases, the snake is far more likely to evade an eagle than to directly confront it. In the wild, this form of stealth is critical. Snakes rely heavily on their camouflage and their ability to remain still and undetected until the threat passes. This defense works well against a variety of predators, not just eagles, but against larger birds of prey, wild mammals, and even some reptiles. Key strike, a last resort. When hiding is no longer an option, the snake must resort to its defensive behavior, striking. A snake strike is lightning fast and precise, designed to hit vital points on its target. Snakes like cobras, vipers, and some types of pit vipers have evolved venom that can paralyze or kill prey within minutes of being bitten. These venomous snakes will often rear up, hiss, and strike at any perceived threat, and if an eagle comes too close, it could find itself at the mercy of the snake's fangs. However, this defensive strike isn't always enough to win the battle. The eagle's talons, sharp beak, and fast speed often leave little room for the snake to land a successful hit. A strike to an eagle's talons or wings may be too late, as the eagle has already grabbed the snake, or it might not reach the vulnerable spots in time. Moreover, the eagle's thick feathers and strong skin may also protect it from a venomous bite, reducing the impact of the snake's poison. Even when the snake does manage a successful bite, it's not always the game changer it seems. Many eagles are remarkably resilient and can survive venomous strikes if they manage to escape or are not immediately incapacitated. The struggle is often short, with the eagle's speed and agility giving it a clear advantage before the snake has a chance to inflict serious damage. Venomous versus non-venomous, the key difference. The outcome of this battle can also depend on whether the snake is venomous or non-venomous. Venomous snakes like the rattlesnake or cobra pose a greater threat to an eagle, but they also have the added burden of needing to deliver a precise and well-timed strike. A non-venomous snake, on the other hand, may not be able to deliver a fatal blow, but it might be able to wrap around the eagle or put up a fierce resistance in close-quarters combat. For example, a large constrictor snake might engage in a battle of strength, attempting to coil around the eagle and suffocate it. While eagles are powerful enough to break free, a lengthy struggle can cause injury or fatigue. In contrast, venomous snakes rely on a faster, more lethal approach, injecting venom into their prey to disable it quickly. Regardless of the snake's venomous nature, its ability to fight back depends on how the battle unfolds. If the snake is ambushed and caught before it can react, it has little chance to retaliate. If the fight is a drawn-out, close-quarters struggle, the snake may stand a better chance. But more often than not, the eagle's surprise attack and ability to secure a quick kill leave the snake at a disadvantage. Symbolism across cultures. While the actual battle between an eagle and a snake might be a brief, brutal contest of survival, the symbolism behind this encounter has been woven into human culture for millennia. Across various civilizations and traditions, the eagle and the snake have represented opposing forces, one of strength and power, the other of cunning and danger. But each culture has interpreted their conflict differently. often assigning deeper meanings to the symbolism of this timeless struggle. The eagle: power, freedom, and vision. The eagle has long been seen as a symbol of power, freedom, and transcendence. Its ability to soar high above the earth, often at incredible altitudes, represents a kind of divine connection to the heavens. In ancient civilizations, the eagle was seen as a messenger of gods or a physical representation of divine will. For instance, in Greco-Roman mythology, the eagle was associated with Zeus, Jupiter in Roman culture, the king of the gods. It was considered the most noble of creatures and a symbol of strength and authority. The bird's sharp vision, capable of spotting prey from miles away, became a metaphor for insight, vision, and foresight, qualities often attributed to rulers and leaders. The eagle also represents freedom, a theme that has remained powerful in modern times. In the United States, the bald eagle was adopted as the national bird, embodying the nation's ideals of liberty, independence, and power. To this day, the eagle is used in numerous national emblems, flags, and coats of arms, standing as a symbol of sovereignty and dominance. At the end of the day, the real lesson of the eagle and the snake may be that both are necessary. The eagle represents strength, vision, and power, while the snake brings wisdom, patience, and adaptability. Each of these traits has its place in the natural world and in our own lives. The eagle's flight is a reminder to rise above, to see things from a broader perspective, while the snake's ability to shed its skin and adapt speaks to the need for change, renewal, and the wisdom that comes from survival. In nature, the balance between predator and prey is delicate. The struggle between the eagle and the snake may be a battle for survival, but it's also part of a larger system of checks and balances. In human society, we often find ourselves caught between opposing forces, trying to reconcile power and wisdom, strength and cunning. In this sense, the battle between the eagle and the snake is not just a literal encounter. It's an ongoing story of conflict, balance, and the quest for meaning.